But in Hamburg, the Gambians, most of you people, you know what you do there? Drug dealing. Yeah, if you go to the main steps, drug dealers are there. So that is what's going on. Don't blame Germany. We are good. We don't make any nonsense.
That brings me back to the German behind. That immigrants in Berlin, Stuttgart, whatsoever, are selling drugs. That is absolutely false.
But the big ones, what's it called, serious offenses like violence and death, stabbing, stuff like that, the numbers for Gambians are not higher at all. So when it comes to the drug dealing, there were years where it was higher, but this also drops when you increase access to the labor market, because then you can, of course, gain money without being prone to risking being in prison. Still, there are a lot of Gambians in Germany who are not behaving in accordance to the law or also the culture in Germany, and that's obviously also because a lot of those who arrived there didn't know what they were expecting, right? They came there, they don't know much about the country, they don't know much whether the life that they live there is actually made part of what they want to be. In Germany, it's very difficult to integrate if you don't know the language, for example. It's really underestimated by a lot of Gambians, or a lot of migrants, not just Gambians. And that makes you become an outsider. That makes you hang around in your own little crowd. And Germany, for example, it doesn't have a street culture. Yeah, so you see Gambians sitting at the corner, and every German will say, okay, here are the drug dealers again. They might not even be drug dealing, just hanging around. And I've hung out with a lot of Gambians in public spaces in Freiburg. Yes, some also smoked some marijuana, some also dealt with marijuana, but some also just came after their work and they were in apprenticeships in elderly care homes. Do we take the best only? Yes, Germany would like to take the best migrants only. There's a problem of brain drain. This has been known since the 80s. Then there is the understanding there could be brain regain. So if you invest also in Germany into something, then people will also bring knowledge and maybe money back. So we also profit from it. And yes, Germany has a labor problem, but not only among the highly skilled. So we don't only need highly skilled, we also need mid-level skilled, which we call this vocational training is mid-level skilled. And then we even need helpers. But don't forget, we also still have incoming asylum seekers and refugees. They also go to the labor market. So it's not necessarily that we are entirely waiting all the time for the Gambians to come just because they want to be there. Not at all. Neither. Also because the Gambians are in competition with others, right? And the more professionalized you are and the more this matches the German labor market, the better the chances that you will have a good time there, and the better the chances that you can also get a visa. So what do Gambians in Germany do wrong? We've got this covered. Myths of drug dealers. Oh, we've got that one covered. Doesn't mean that there are none, but let's not overemphasize it. Nonetheless, I agree with you. Let's always start with what we can do. And I agree, we talk right now about EU-Gambian migration, but it's not about the question how Germans treat us. This is not my point, right? I say if you migrate, you behave just as well as when you don't migrate. A lot of Gambian migrants, just as other migrants, again, rejected asylum seekers are one category, not Gambians, do things they wouldn't do at home because, well, they have seen death everywhere around them when they came here. They see rejection from the society that they travel to, not because they were bad people in the first place. So, as I said, it's always a decision. And even these people, they should decide otherwise. They should have decided not to do the drug dealing. They should have decided not to do that. But there are external factors that have made it easier for them to go into that direction. So let us start with ourselves, and every migrant and every human being in the world should behave decently according to societal norms and rules. And I agree, we Germans, we're not bad people just because we have some, and you know that, right? We have here and there some issues of how to handle this because it's overwhelming. It's systematic collateral mistakes happen, let's say.